Hey, what's up, guys? Austin back here in our video. And you already know we gotta rock the Saddlebrook Outdoors Rise and Shine. It's fishing time. Um, Dip of the day is going to be Red Seal Wintergreen Long Cut. Okay, so in this video, it's both convenient for me, convenient to y'all, because I know a lot of y'all is graduating or you're out for the summer, and that's great. A lot of y'all ain't got jobs yet. A lot of y'all ain't gonna get jobs this summer, and I completely understand that. So instead of working, you're gonna be like fishing a lot, enjoying your summer. I did that too. But anyhow, so this is going to help y'all and help me too. So a lot of y'all tournament fish with your parents this time of year. A lot of them's weekend tournaments. A lot of them's night tournaments. So I'm going to give y'all a few tips on tournament fishing. More tips, that is. So, number one, don't get caught up in what people say. So many times, people's just like, yeah, I trust him. Yeah, that's my best friend. Don't do that. If you're fishing for money, or even if you're fishing for bragging rights, I can 100% guarantee you 90% of people will lie to you. And that ain't everybody. That seriously ain't. I know some people that'll be like, yep, I caught them on a 6XD. Yep, I set up and I throwed this right here. They don't care. Because 9 times out of 10, they done got something figured out, ain't nobody gonna copy. But, with that being said, also, don't be afraid to ask for help. A couple weeks in advance, just be like, hey, I'm thinking about fishing, just going for fun one night, what do I need? They tell you that way. Well, you find out what they're hitting a week before. Then you can go and copy that. So, when it comes to tournament fishing, they don't want to spill their secrets. But when it comes to fun fishing, they tell you. And that ain't you lying to them, because as long as you go pre-fish, you are fun fishing. Get what I'm saying? Okay. So, that's tip number 1 or uno, whichever one you want to call it. Okay, so tip number dos, which is 2, is going to be check your line. I did several videos like this, and I cannot stress enough, check your equipment. If you sit up and been flipping bushes during pre-fishing, chances are you need to take a little bit of that line off, because you're hitting rocks, you're hitting bushes, you don't know what's up under that water. So, check it. Don't be afraid to change lines if you need to. Don't be afraid to change rods. So, with that being said, here's another tip on checking your equipment. Check your hooks. The weights don't matter. Everything else don't matter. Check your hooks. Because your bait ain't the one catching the fish. The hooks are. So if they're rusty, you don't want a rusty hook. I mean, if that's all you have, that's all you have. But my advice to you is, if they're rusty, kick them out. Kick them out. You don't want them. Go buy new hooks. That's the only thing I know to tell you. Now, I realize hooks cost money. Hooks is expensive. You might pay $6, you might pay $10 for a pack of 5. But here's the thing. If you're a fishing tournament, surely goodness you can afford a pack of hooks. So, with that being said, everything else don't really matter beside one more important thing. Check your plastics, please. You don't want to be that guy rolling into a tournament. And I filmed this video like 4 times trying to get it right. I keep messing up and everything. So, give me just a second. Okay. So, say you catch them on this right here. And I know they ain't straight. It's been on my desk here. So, say you've been catching them on that. It's us a Gary Yamamoto, Cinco, and watermelon seed on a 1/4 ounce football head, shaky head. Well, say you've been catching them on that, and you run out of these during pre-fishing. Well, don't be the guy, and I cannot stress this enough. Don't be the guy, man, that's bugging me, how that's not on there straight. That's killing me. Absolutely killing me. Okay, don't be the guy to sit up and say, well, this is close, this is the same exact head, they are hit this, and don't. Go to a tackle store. If it's a worm you're catching them on, buy it. Buy it. You're fishing for money. You're fishing for bragging rights. Surely to goodness it's somebody in that tournament. You're just like, yeah, I want to beat this guy today. Surely to goodness. Whether it's money, whether it's fun fishing, whether it's with your buddy, don't sit up and try to alternate something. Now, that ain't me sitting up saying, in pre-fishing, if they're hitting this and you're catching dinks, don't be afraid to throw this and see if you can't get a upgraded fish. Then you know. Okay. So now, I'm going to talk to y'all about pre-fishing. And I realize I've did this video a couple of times. I just feel like it's more and more in depth every time. So, pre-fishing. Everybody's just like, yeah, I'm going to go down there a week ahead of time. I'm going to find out what they're doing. I'm going to find out what I need. I'm going to find out what baits they're hitting. I'm going to find out what areas they're in. I'm going to find out what depth they're in. I'm going to find out what structure they're in. Okay, that's great. But at the same time, don't pull a me. And by me, I mean don't sit up and go down there pre-fishing and have so much fun catching 2.5 and 3 pounders and fish your area out. Don't do that. Fish your area, catch one, possibly a second, if it's a iffy spot. Then, after you catch that second one, get out of there. Go to a similar area. Just go to a similar area, throw the same bait, fish it the same exact way. See if you get bit there. If not, pull a trolling motor up, go to another spot. Don't sit up and get so caught up in catching them shallow. Yeah, I mean, I jacked 15 pounds shallow today. Yeah, that's my game plan next weekend. I'm going to kick your butt. Don't do that. Don't have an arrogant attitude. Don't sit up and just fish one depth. To me, fish is all over the lake. And I use that term loosely because it might not be a bass. It might be a gar, might be a carp, might be a catfish, might be a smallmouth, largemouth spot, might be a striper, might be a walleye, might be a muskie, depending on where you are. So, don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid to go deep. Don't be afraid to go shallow. Don't be afraid to try different things. If you're catching them on a Ned rig somewhere, don't be afraid to set up and drive and try to catch them on crankbait or a spinnerbait or a chatterbait or a jig or a big worm. Don't be afraid to do that. I mean, you might catch a bunch of dinks, and I'm just going to give a little bit of example. You might catch a bunch of dinks throwing something like this. Well, crap, that's killing me. Why in the world is all these not straight? Okay. You might catch a bunch of dinks on something like that, which is just a little Ned rig. Well, if you're catching a bunch of dinks on that, don't be afraid to upsize to a shaky head. Or don't be afraid to upsize to a jig or to a swim bait or a spinner bait or a chatterbait or a crankbait. Now, say you're catching a bunch of keepers on this, but they're all barely keepers. Well, then you know how to catch keepers, but you don't know how to get quality. Well, don't be afraid to do the opposite. So if you're catching them shallow on this and you're catching a bunch of keepers, don't be afraid to go deep, offshore, jig fish, deep crank, big spinnerbait, big worm. Don't be afraid to do that. It's pre-fishing. It's like going out here for fun. A lot of people, they don't care to go out here and burn 20 gallons of gas to catch 50 dinks or 50 barely keepers. If I'm catching that many fish, I'm going to go hunt a big one. Why? Because I know I can come back to that if I don't succeed. And I'm just out there to have fun. Catching fish is fun, and I realize that. But here's the thing, when you actually set up and go and hunt quality, you might get 5 bites, maybe 6 all day. But them 6 might win you some money. It might win you bragging rights. Now, say you come up a few ounces shy. Well, say you have a 5-pounder in the well. And then this other guy, he just has a 5 bass limit with 3-pounders. Well, then you are going to set up and get money anyhow because of big fish. You're going to get points anyhow because of big fish. You're going to set up and have bragging rights anyhow because of big fish. Big fish is almost in every single tournament. Some of them it might be an extra fee. Some of them it might set up and be included in the tournament. You never know. But all tournaments have some sort of big fish rule. So, don't be afraid to hunt that big fish. Say you got 5 in the well and you got 15 pounds, 13 pounds, and you're just like, okay, I got one that barely kept. He might give us another pound. I really need to call him. Don't go out there and keep doing what you're doing. Go out there and hunt that big one. You done got 5 in the well. Go out there and hunt that big one. Now, am I sitting here saying blast off and be like, yep, I'm looking for 6 bites. 6 bites is all I need today? No. But am I saying go out here and catch 500 fish and just have 5 pounds? No. Certain times of the year that 5 pound works, so. So, don't be afraid to hunt that big fish. Don't be afraid to set up and drive to a new area. If it sets up and you're just like, okay, I fished all my spots that I fished in pre-fishing, or I fished most of my spots I fished in pre-fishing. I got 5 bass limit, so what do? Do I go to the spots that I know holds fish, or do I go fish this bank that I thought looked good? Well, if you, in pre-fishing, you are gathering a pattern, whether it's going to be shallow, whether it's going to be deep, whether it's going to be medium range. By medium range, I mean 10 to 20 foot. So, with that being said, if you set up and you're just like, yeah, so I got this spot, and this spot, it's all 10 foot deep. I got this spot, and this spot, 20 foot deep. I got this spot, and this spot, 30 to 35 foot. Well, say you fish at medium range all day. You got 5 in the well. So, are you going to keep fishing that medium range and just keep catching the same quality fish? Now, I'm not saying there ain't going to be a big one hanging around there. That ain't what I'm saying at all. But, say you set up and you hooked a behemoth, a big one, deep. Then you know to go deep. Or say it was shallow. You know to go shallow. Sometimes that might cost you, sometimes it will pay you. You just never know which way the cards is going to fold. So, don't be afraid to make that decision. Same way you see pros, they're like skipping docks. This is what I did in pre-fishing. Well, yeah, it's all fine and all. Major League Fishing is a great prime example. I'm glad that just hit my mind right there. Because they get scoreboard updates. It'd be like Jason Christie, 1310, Greg Hackney, 1411, Kevin Van Dam, 20 pound, 9 ounce, Mike Iaconelli, 2 pounds, 11 ounce, Jacob Wheeler, 23.5 or something like that. Well, then that's when you pull up the trolling motor and you get your butt out of there. Because clearly, them guys is catching a better quality bag than you are. So, I understand tournaments ain't like Major League Fishing. You don't get what they get. You have no idea what people have until you come in to weigh in. I totally get that. But what I'm meaning by that is if you're catching the same quality fish at a one spot or out of several spots that's just a lot, say you're flipping bushes. If you're catching 3-pounders there, that's good. You need to go hunt that 5. Never feel comfortable in a tournament. Never. I don't care if you have a 80-pound largemouth bag with 5 fish, although that'd be pretty epic because you'd have the world records. I'd love to see that actually. But I don't care if you have an 80-pound bag. Go try to catch a 90-pound bag. Go try to catch a 100-pound bag. Okay, I'm getting a little bit crazy there, I know. But my point is, never settle for the same quality fish once you get 5. Now, am I saying get one in the well and be like, this here ain't going to do nothing. I'm going to go hunt that big one and I'll come back. No, I'm not saying that. That big one might take you 4 or 5 hours. What I'm saying, find out how you can get 5 quick ones in the well that's decent, 2.5, 3 pound, depending on where you are, and then get out of there. Don't come back. Because you've done got a 5 bass limit. Now, am I saying there ain't a 5 or a 6-pounder up under there? No, I'm not. But what I am saying, it is other ways, it is other depths, it is other structures, it is other bank contour. It is different clarities. It is different water temps that might produce a bigger bite. Then, say you catch that 5, you get that 1 pound out of there. Well, you're just like, okay, I got one that's about 1.5 pounds. I need to get him out of there. Then you can start focusing and you can be like, well, I caught that 5-pounder at 22 foot on a black and blue jig. Okay. Then, throw that black and blue jig. That's what I'm saying. Don't settle. Go out there, have fun, but don't get caught up in settling. But nonetheless, I do thank y'all for watching this video. I really do hope that this helps to a bunch of y'all tournament anglers. That's just something new I thought of off the top of my head. I'm just like, man, this is what I do wrong every tournament I fish. So I'm going to do a video on it. Not only for me to remember and look back on, but also I'm sure a lot of y'all do the same exact things as I do. You get caught up having fun catching fish and you're just like, oh crap, okay, here's the time, I got 2 hours left. And then you just keep doing it. But nonetheless, guys, I do thank y'all for watching this video. Y'all be sure to have a great day. Stay safe. Check out Saddlebrook Outdoors, Dog Patch Trading Post, Kurt Singer Sunrise Outfitters, and the Tackle Spot. And as always, please, guys, this is the most important thing I ask of y'all. 9 times out of 10, it might be like 4 videos I've asked for likes and subscribes. But here's all I ask of y'all. Give God all the glory. Please. Be safe. Have fun. Have a good day. And also, do something nice for somebody. Even if it's us saying howdy and tipping your hat to them. But nonetheless, thank y'all for watching this. It was a blast talking with y'all, doing these tournament strategies. So, thank y'all for your time and have a great day.